Not only have I devoted my career to it, I've devoted my entire existence to architecture, but I prefer not to call it architecture as an umbrella. For me, it's the way you see the world, and all great artists see the world differently, and they try and portray their meaning of what the world is around them in their medium. In my case, the medium happens to be architecture and interiors and place and cities. So the reason why it's absorbed my whole totality is for me to try and reinterpret the way I see the world today in this time frame for future generations and current people to experience the world, even in some infinitesimal way, the way I see my reality. So it's the ability to share your reality with a host of other people. That's what drives me and continually drives me to learn more about the world we live in. This is a really tricky question for me. I don't pertain to actually want to give advice to people. One of the critical things is fundamentally to be yourself and not to try and pretend to be something that the industry wants you to be or to portray you to be a stereotype of an architect. I see so many stereotypical people who try and convince the world that they are authorities. In fact, we're the same as everybody else. We just have a technical ability to translate information into product or into buildings. So fundamentally, gain your technical skills, but then jettison everything you've learned and become a human being and learn how to liaise with people to create better designs. Storytelling is a principal device we have in communicating our aspirations and our dreams and visions for architecture and for everything in life. If there's one skill that I would try and get young architects to do is to learn how to communicate designs through narrative, through words, through gestures, through referencing, the ability to captivate an audience, to draw them into your mind for a few seconds, to dream of things that aren't possible. They will then be able to engage, and it's by far the easiest success story for any presentations. Stuff behind me doesn't matter. What matters is my vocal projection, my intensity, my interest that I gauge for you into the possibility of the future of design. I tell a lot of my staff that a drawing is not a building. A digital computer is not a building. It's only at the beginning of the process of creating architecture. I have some concerns that a lot of people consider the paper or the digital as a finished commodity. It's far from it. It's the beginning of a new life, and until you ultimately realise or go through the entire journey of procuring, the entire journey of the collaborative process, the entire journey of working with builders and clients, and the way their influence changes and manifests the product, you won't really ultimately understand what the adult version of that vision is. So in competition modes, we generally throw everything in there: body, soul, mind, time. The amount of human resource and intellect that goes into these competitions is insurmountable and inconsequential to the actual fee capacity. So everybody pours their essence into it, and then ultimately it can be destroyed in seconds through a failed competition process. So it is by far the most frustrating part of architecture, is creating an embryo of an idea and not having it realised or not allowing it to continue its full natural course of its life force.